Donald Trump finally holds a world record. That's right, an all-time world record, because no sooner did Generalissimo Bone Spurs announce a ceasefire than Iran broke it. And of course, CNN was all over the announcement of a ceasefire, with blaring headlines and breaking coverage, because the first rule of mainstream media is, we love war. It does not matter the cause. War means profits for the media. It means increased viewership, increased frequency, and increased revenues. So here's what we know about Trump's buildup to a ceasefire that is already broken. We know that the bombing mission of Iran was not successful, that Trump's chest banging on social media gave the Iranians time to move the fissile material out of the site. We know that, surprise, surprise, Trump's claims of obliterated were false. And we know that Iran struck back by launching missiles at a U.S. base in Qatar. CNN fell all over itself, explaining to its audience that this was a toothless attack by a weakened Iran. And so CNN could not get on the air fast enough with news of the ceasefire. Watch.
A ceasefire has been, quote, fully agreed to by Israel and Iran. There will be a complete and total ceasefire 6 hours from now. Again, this just happened. I don't want to spring this on you. And we're trying to figure out exactly what it means. It's a rather lengthy post on Truth Social. Again, we had been reporting, Clarissa and I were just discussing, that there were warnings about strikes in Tehran. There have been strikes throughout the course of the day. What do you think this means?
Well, it follows exactly what I was saying. Trump is now clearly trying to transition from war maker to peacemaker, and he's used his considerable influence with Bibi Netanyahu. Let's remember the Israelis also did massive damage. I would argue the Israeli strikes were probably more significant in setting back the Iranian program than even the American strikes. So Israel feels like it can stop.
Only one problem, though, and that is the fact that Iran has launched missiles at Israel. So, the shortest ceasefire on record. Watch. Yes, that's a missile launched at Israel, and even CNN posted this information. A missile hit a residential building in the southern Israel city of Beersheba, according to Israeli authorities. Firefighters are currently working to search the area, Shiral Ben David, a spokesperson for Israel Fire and Rescue, said Tuesday morning local time. Photos from the scene shared by Israel's emergency services, Magan David Adom, showed debris at the scene and emergency services responding to the explosion. Earlier, a video filmed by a CNN producer in Jerusalem showed several rockets flying through the sky as sirens sounded across the country, and the military warned of a new wave of missiles launched from Iran. Iran is the largest state sponsor of terrorism. It's a country with over 90 million people and has multiple means of retaliation, including the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz and cut off 20% of the world's oil trade. So now Trump is begging China to make Iran behave, and J.D. Vance is all over television saying, so what if we don't know where the fissile material went to?
You said totally obliterated. The president has said totally obliterated the Iran nuclear program.
Yeah.
Do you know for sure where all the highly enriched uranium is?
Well, Brett, I think that's actually not the question before us.
In other words, we're making it up as we go along because Trump acted impulsively, idiotically, and illegally. And this so-called ceasefire is all part of making it up as we go along. And you can tell how ridiculous it is by its terms, with Trump saying, yeah, but it's okay to already go ahead and fire the missiles you plan to fire today. Reality check. Those missiles are on the ground. If this was a real ceasefire, they would stay on the ground. Trump's ceasefire is about as real as his Bitcoin. But hey, how about that peace prize, huh, Donnie? One thing is for certain. We have not heard the last from Iran. So thanks for destabilizing the Middle East and making us all less safer at home. And thank you, MAGA, for making us great again. Great targets, that is. Reporting from Rome, I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.